We love each other. What are you going to do about it? Did you see this animal?
Johnny, are we jumping on the transgender bandwagon here? Well, we could be, Johnny. But the thing is, I remember back in the 60s, the black and white TV and everything on the farm. When I was a little kid at school, and you too, when we were little kids at school, there was no word. Transgender wasn't even a word. Oh yeah, we had no idea what they were bloody talking. Yeah, we'd never heard of it. So because it wasn't a word and wasn't even discussed, no one even knew that sort of thing existed. Yeah, right. Yeah, I didn't think it existed at all. I didn't hear about it till 15 years ago. And all the childhood, everyone in childhood just never even bloody grasped that such a thing was an issue. So are you saying, Johnny, if there's no word for something in the first place, it doesn't exist? Isn't that what they did in 1984, Johnny? They were trying to take words right out of society like rebellion and Big Brother and all that sort of stuff. And the theory was that if you didn't have those words in the first place, people wouldn't know about them.
30 to 40 group, take your places, please.
Yeah, it sounds pretty bloody silly, Johnny, but that was the theory, and it's sort of the same thing going on here.
Let me see you as you really are.
So I'm thinking with a little kid these days at 5 years old who was born a boy and wants to become a girl, well, I don't know where he's getting that from because it just doesn't come out of the blue. It never did for us in the 60s. But Joe Rogan, Johnny, he's been on it for bloody years.
It's so strange to me how so many people on the left, people that before this, I generally respected their opinion, just buy into it wholesale and will spout out things as if they're facts about how much this helps people and keeps people from killing themselves and helps kids. But it's not true.
Yeah, it's not true. And the suicide stuff is it's just so sinister because this is the emotional blackmail that they tell parents that your daughter identifies as your son now. And then the now classic line is, would you rather have a dead daughter or a living son?
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
I think it was really fucking young. No, you know what? Actually, 3 years old was Owen Benjamin, got in an argument on Twitter and lost his manager because he was saying that someone is fucking insane for giving puberty blockers to a 3-year-old kid, for giving hormone blockers to a baby.
Yeah. Asshole.
Which I am, fuck yeah, that's not even a strong enough word. It is insanity, fucking insanity. I mean, your body's not even developed, you're not even close. Force compliance into this ideology, you have to accept what we view now as sex and gender.
Yeah, there's like a language takeover.
Yeah.
And even when you said just earlier a second ago that there's two genders, well, they've just co-opted that word, gender.
Getting weirder and weirder and weirder. It's like they keep pushing the envelope about what it means.
Yeah, there's no one to put on the brakes, really. I mean,
Right.
they're within the institutions, and the people who would normally want to speak up, like I did.
And Johnny, this gender alignment stuff, or whatever you want to call it, it's certainly on the increase. I mean, if that continues at this rate, Johnny, in about 45 years, I'm calculating, every kid in America, and everywhere else too for that matter, will start to think that they're the opposite sex to what they were born as, and there'll be a complete switch over. Everyone who was born a girl will think they're a boy, and everyone who thinks they're a boy will think they're a girl. So everyone will be changing. Surely that's a bloody joke. Surely they're bloody... If my mathematical theories are correct. Eventually you'll have a girl who was born a girl and then identifies as a boy. She'll want to identify back as a girl again, and everyone will be just chopping and changing. I don't know whether that can work. So you're saying that the people who've already transitioned from being a male into a female, they'll get sick of that and want to transition back? Is that what you're saying? Jesus Christ! Where's all this going to end? I mean, Johnny, has the general population got any say in it, though? Did we...
And then there's also just a lot of actual confusion out there. People don't really understand what's going on. And then there's cowardice, too. People are just terrified, you know. I've certainly seen a lot of that. People just they are scared shitless about being accused of bigotry, losing their social media platforms, losing their jobs, losing their friends. I get this question all the time everywhere I go.
What's okay? Like, it didn't used to be controversial to say there are two genders. There's only two genders. But if you say it today, you could get fired from your job. I mean, that's a real thing. You can get discriminated against.
You're saying, Johnny, if people use their imagination and make up some bloody word, that word will become a thing? I mean, someone could mention bloody pet marriage, and all of a sudden pet marriage becomes a thing, and bloody people want pet marriage becomes a thing, and bloody people want to marry their pets. Oh, that won't be something. Actually, I reckon there'd be people out there who would marry their pets, now you mention it. Well, I suppose it's fucking 50 years ago no one would think of marrying their pet. But now that you've mentioned the words marrying your pet and put it out there, people will be thinking, yeah, by Jesus, we shouldn't have bloody mentioned it, Johnny.
We ask you to protect it.
From the ages of the authorities.